Make sure you join us at the United Way office on Tuesdays and Thursdays right outside, and we meet at 2:30. Really quick 15 to 20-minute walk, and who doesn't need an afternoon break after staring at a computer all day long? And there's a prize.
There is a prize, yeah. Shields was awesome and donated to us a Fitbit Blaze, which is like the latest and greatest. And actually, Jenna won one, right, at a conference. Mm-hmm. She loves hers.
Yes.
We never see her without it. Sometimes we see her in her office. Well, we mostly hear her in her office doing jumping jacks. when her Fitbit tells her that she hasn't been moving enough. So yeah, so if you need that kind of reminder, you definitely want to come and walk with us, because that could be yours at the end of the summer.
Yeah, so our office is located at 515 North 4th Street. And this is really a big part of our health initiative in making sure people are leading healthy and active lives, not just seniors, but also our kids. And so if you're a family out there, bring your kids on down this summer, get them off the couch, get them away from their video games and out walking with other community members, because we have a high obesity rate in our state. And not a lot of people may not think that, but we really need to take better care of our health, make sure we're eating the right foods and becoming active.
Yeah, and I think people think too that just something as simple as 15 minutes a day doesn't matter, but boy, that 15 minutes at the end of the week turns into quite a bit. So
yeah, and just your mindset of being able to get away from the computer, take some time, enjoy the fresh air. Luckily, we haven't really gotten rained out at all, so knock on wood.
We haven't gotten rained out.
We've had quite the heat.
Have you noticed that about when you've been walking? I have too, about how I feel like you may think that you don't have time. It's easy for us to think that in our office. But then, boy, once we get back, it's like a whole new mindset, just fresh and renewed. And
I agree.
So I'm sure you easily make up that 15 minutes in productivity. So
that's right.
And we're fun.
That is the bonus.
It is the bonus. It's the icing on the cake. Yeah, we are definitely a bias about what we think about ourselves. But we have lots of laughs on our walk. So it's just been really fun to get to know people. We've had people from different groups come and walk with us. So super fun. So right now, boy, we are like heavy into preparing for Day of Caring.
Yes, so if you have not heard about Day of Caring,
I don't know how that's possible.
Dig yourself out of the rock.
Right.
And make sure you have August 16th on your calendar. And this is not just for working people in our community. It's for kids. It's for seniors. We literally have a project for everyone.
We do have a project for everyone. It's ridiculous. And if you want to work indoors or outdoors, or you like to paint, or you hate to paint, or you like to landscape or fix things, or it's pretty ridiculous.
So if somebody hasn't heard of Day of Caring, the few in our community that haven't, because last year we had 1,009 volunteers. What does the day look like?
Oh, it is the best day. I think across our staff, it's one of our favorite days of the year. The energy is just super high. So what we do is we just gather all these volunteers together. You register for a project on bismarck.youtube. And it's fun because you get to shop for your own volunteer opportunity. And then we start the day at 7:30, bright and early, with breakfast at Shiloh Christian School, and do a little kickoff party, because it's a great day full of lots of work that gets done in our community, but it's also the start of our campaign. So we do a kickoff, have some breakfast, get your free T-shirt, and then after the kickoff, go to the volunteer site, work for the day, and then we always wrap up with a super fun celebration.
Yeah, and so this year we will be at the pier from 3:30 to 6. Join us for Sloppy Joe's. And this isn't just open to those 21 and older. Families can come to our volunteer social as well. So again, 3:30 to 6 at the pier. And when I was looking on Volunteer BizMan, last year, we really wanted to meet that $1,000.
We've been trying for a number of years.
For many years. And we already have like 1,200 spots. And so there is a wide variety of volunteer opportunities out there, but they're getting taken pretty quickly. And so if you're a business out there and you have 15 to 20 volunteers, make sure you get on there quick. Reserve the place that you want to volunteer and let us know so we can create that link for you so that others don't hop in. We've had quite a few people that are bummed that certain projects are already closed, but those ones that are really popular go pretty quickly on Volunteer BizMan.
Yeah, I can't believe how generous our business community is. I think that's one of the things that shocked me the most last year was that I mean, we guesstimate about nearly 200 businesses that offer contributions in the form of donations. They sponsor lunch, but really a lot of them are volunteering their employees' time for that whole entire day. So their employees don't even have to take a vacation day to be able to volunteer.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky and fortunate, and so many of these nonprofits that benefit from this. It's just incredible because a lot of times the projects that we're working on in this 8-hour period are projects that some of these nonprofits have had on their to-do list probably all year.
Right.
And just haven't had an hour or a half hour or even maybe the volunteers to get some of this done because they're so focused on their work and the service to the community. And so we can't say enough about Day of Caring.
Yeah, exactly. So last year, nearly $300,000 in contributions we figure were reinvested back into the community because of Day of Caring. So it's just a great, great, great day to be a part of. This year, for the first time ever, we're doing a couple of youth projects, which is super fun. And so if you want to get your either preschool or lower elementary students out and volunteering, this is a great way to do that. You can find all those projects on volunteerbisman.com. So pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I know I have quite a few girlfriends with kids that have already signed up for those projects, so go quickly because they are not going to last long.
I know. I was looking this morning. I think that actually we're doing 2 projects that are, it's 75 slots total that are just for youth in our community, and I think we have like under 10 left.
Wow.
So pretty amazing. So huge thank you to all the businesses that have already committed. Huge thank you to our site coordinators at the nonprofits that are working so hard. And to our team captains, they have quite a bit of responsibility too in all of this. So we're actually meeting today for our second meeting to get everything taken care of for a Day of Caring. So super fun. So we have a great program ahead. We're going to be talking to Dave Mason, who's a Bismarck president of First International Bank, about something exciting that he's going to talk about regarding Day of Caring. And then we have on after that one of our favorite teachers. She's been a kindergarten teacher for 2 of my kids, Mrs. Rhonda Fritz, who is a kindergarten teacher at Centennial, to talk a little bit about what the summer looks like and how to keep your kids active and learning. So thanks for joining us today. We'll be right back on Super Talk 1270.
Right now it's 73.
Here's Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons on Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back to United Ways Community Talk on Super Talk 1270. Hey, you can like us. We like to be liked. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/MSAUway or join us on Twitter at MSA United Way. And you know what? Tell us what you're living united against. We want to know what is your favorite thing about the community and what kind of gaps you see. I'm Nicole Peske, the Community Impact Manager here with Amber Ruzincka, our Operations Manager.
Good morning, everyone.
So we're super excited about Day of Caring. We can't even help but talk about it. We love it so much. So we're talking about over 1,000 volunteers in our community all getting together on the same day, working at over 50 nonprofits, parks, and schools in our community and doing a whole ton of work.
Yes, and a wide variety of work, too. So if you are a 5-year-old, you can get involved. We now have projects for you all the way up to seniors in our community that maybe love cleaning or love painting, love getting outside and doing some gardening and some landscaping. There's a project for you. So make sure you go to volunteerbisman.com and don't miss August 16th.
Yeah, and we have a lot of businesses that are involved, and huge thank you to them. So, number 1, you get a free T-shirt, so that's pretty cool. Number 2, if you are out there and your employer does not participate in Day of Caring, just know that it's pretty common practice in Bismarck. So don't be afraid to go to your supervisor and talk to them about getting a team together for Day of Caring. One of the businesses that we have in our community that's super involved with the Day of Caring is First International Bank. We're super excited to have have here with us Dave Mason. He is the president of the Bismarck branch. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, super excited to have you here.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it too.
Yeah, so we have something big that is going on this year for Day of Caring. This is our first year doing. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about it? Because First International has been instrumental.
Sure. Well, it's a fun and unique idea, but at First International Bank and Trust, we want to encourage everybody to participate in the community and giving back. And so one thing that we have done is with the United Way Day of Caring, we're going to match or provide a contribution to the United Way for each person that goes onto your Day of Caring event page and selects that they're going. We're going to give $10 for each one of those to the United Way to help kind of sponsor the effort on that day and to encourage all of you to go out on August 16th and participate in giving back.
So that's so huge. That's so huge. So people have to go and you have to register for your Day of Caring project and then go onto our Facebook event page at facebook.com/MSAUway. And if you click your going, First International Bank will donate $10 just for your efforts just in doing that.
Just to encourage you to get out and give back to the community.
Yeah, that's amazing. I was just telling somebody about it this weekend and was telling them, $10 is big. It's huge for us. $10 is the equivalent of feeding two kids for an entire weekend in the United Way Backpack Program. So just to put that dollar amount into perspective.
Yeah, and the one thing that I like is now that we have all of these projects for the youth, they get to see a company within our community saying, you know what, for you signing up, volunteering today, we're going to give back to you. And so to have First National Bank and Trust really stepping up and saying, wow, here's $10 for you taking time out of your day to give back to our community, I think is a big testament of your culture and for what you guys do for our community. We can't thank you enough.
Well, we're really excited about it. We hope that, we fill up that match kind of a program that we see a lot of folks participating on August 16th.
That's awesome. So what about this culture of community that you have? I mean, because you're so generous in so many ways. It's this promotion, but it's also you actually have Greg Eckes as one of our favorite team captains. He's able to do what he does. There's just so many things that you're involved in. Where does that come from?
Yeah, well, we're a family-owned and operated community bank with longtime roots in North Dakota, and so our focus is on those local communities that we have banks in. And, being new in here at Bismarck, we're trying to make sure that people understand that part to us. But, we're an active participant. We want to, make an impact. That's, we do that on everything from the buildings that we build that hopefully people see on State and Divide to the contributions we make to groups like United Way. So we're definitely doers is the way I would probably put it. And that's just part of who we are and what we like about our bank and how we can participate in the community.
So this isn't the only give back program that you're doing in Bismarck, Mandan right now. Tell us about your other give back program that you're also implementing.
Yeah, we're really this worked out really well timing wise with it because we started a little while ago called the Bismarck Community Give Back Program, and really what we're doing is we're trying to help involve the community in the contributions and the things that we do within the town as well. So what we're going to do is if you come and open a bank account with us and set it up for direct deposit or do a mobile deposit, we're going to give you $75 to be able to make that conversion and set that part up. But we're also then going to give $25 to one of three nonprofits here in town, and United Way is one of those partners. So if you come in, open the account, get that set up for it, we'll give you $75, but we're also going to give back to the community in the form of giving $25 to, say, the United Way, if you select that one as your option. And again, it's just our way of tying in our customers into what we want to do already and make them a part of that contribution back to the community.
That's amazing. So, and people can find more information about that on your website, correct?
Right. Yeah. If you go to our website, firstintlbank.com, you'll get to our website. And you can select on that for the community give back. You could also, though, call one of those nonprofits, United Way being one of them, and they actually have a direct link as well to that Bismarck Community Give Back program.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And just out of curiosity, where did the idea come from for this?
Honestly, it was just the fun thing about starting out new in a community for it is you're all about coming up with new ideas and what sets you apart. Yeah,
I haven't heard anything like it being
community
done
banks have always played a vital role in our Bismarck Mandan area, and so we really want to make sure that we're standing out on that part. The fun thing for our bank is we're not only a family-owned bank, but we're family-operated. So when you come up with kind of off-the-wall ideas, you can actually, those ideas carry a lot of weight and get moved forward quite a ways because the owners are operators. They're a fourth-generation ownership group. They know what kind of impact that they can make in their communities, and they really like it when you come up with unique ideas that employees get involved and the community gets involved, and it's kind of a group partnership. So it carries a lot of action at our office.
So you talk about standing out and being a new bank in Bismarck Mandan. We have to talk about your new building. So what's going in there? What is it going to look like?
Yeah, so hopefully you've all noticed it. If you drive by on the corner of State and Divide, we have a 6-story structure going on there. The bank is going to occupy 3 floors of that, so 1, 2, and 3 will be all bank-related space. It's really, Bismarck is not only the capital city, but kind of the geographic center for North Dakota, and allows us to kind of cover our footprint quite a bit. So we have a lot of bank space there because we have all sorts of staff in our bank. We like to tell people we don't have a geographic ceiling when you come work at our bank. You can have any job you want in the bank, and you can work in whatever hometown you've got. So we'll have that will be the first 3 floors for the bank. The next 3 floors, we are actively looking for tenants and working with Daniel companies on that, and they are working on filling that area of the building up. And we're also excited that we're going to have a restaurant on site that's to be named. So keep your eyes peeled on when we're ready to release that part to it. But it'll be another part that'll be an attractive part to that building. There's some kind of unique fun features to it with the restaurant and the bank and whatnot with it. But we also have a rooftop patio, which has some phenomenal views and is really it's an exciting addition to the community.
Mm-hmm. So will the restaurant is it going to be faster food or like sit down? Or you can't tell me maybe.
I'm going to say that we're going to keep that under wraps for a while.
Ooh, Stay tuned.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll have to have them back so we can talk more about it.
It's a deal. Yep.
So your employees, they must just be excited. When did the whole process start for the building?
Well, we opened our doors. We are actually operating today, which a lot of people go, oh, well, you're under construction. You'll be here. We're going to open that building up in the first quarter of next year. So,
okay.
It'll be March-ish or so, I would say, for 2018 is what our schedule is. But we're actually open today, and we're right on that construction site just south of it. And so we opened that facility as a temporary structure for us. We opened that in July of 2015. So we've been fully operating for just over 2 years now. We started out in a room even a little bit smaller than this with a couple plastic folding tables. And now if you walk into the doors in our temporary facility, it's turned out really nice. We're packed in there. We have, I think, 35 staff in Bismarck today, but we're right there on site. And so, yeah, everybody's excited because they can see the construction right in front of them and get moved into there.
And doing lottery for who gets what office?
No, I'm not going to let that go that easily.
I don't want you to leave, though. I want to talk a little bit about the name First International Bank because we recently had a conversation about it. I think it's such a fun story. So tell us how that name came to be.
So we originated in 1910 as Farmer State Bank of Arnegard. And eventually that initial bank was moved to Watford City, and they decided, well, we couldn't keep that name. We needed to change our name. So you started looking around and trying to decide what it is. And what started us in becoming First International Bank and Trust has to do with seed potatoes being grown in the area. And the Stengham family, there was 7 brothers and a mother who had moved out to Homestead, and one of their operations was a seed potato operation, and they were selling seed potatoes along with other of our customers to the Canadians. And so we decided that if we named ourselves First International Bank, it would kind of lend us a little extra credibility for doing cross-the-border transactions. And that's where it all started. It's a fun story with it because we are a 107-year-old community-owned bank, and it's fun to be able to say, yeah, well, we came up with that name because of seed potatoes.
That's amazing.
So I love that part of our history.
And if you ever did want to go international, it would be so easy.
Right.
You would have the right name. Well, thanks a ton, Dave, for joining us. We really appreciate it. So super simple. All you need to do is just go onto our Facebook event page and click that you are going. And First International Bank will donate $10 on your behalf to MSA United Way to support programs. So, yeah, we just really want you to give Day of Caring a try. Get out there and volunteer and do like what First International is doing, help make our community a better place. So thank you for joining us, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes with Rhonda Fritz from Bismarck Public Schools.
Right now it's 73.
Dave Ramsey is heard here. Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back to United Way's Community Talk on Super Talk 1270. I'm Nicole Peske, and in the studio with me today is Amber Ruzincka.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the summer.
I know. It's always fun to be here, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. We have this, actually, this is our final week of the Summer Hunger Program that's going on. So super great program. We partnered with Bismarck Public Schools, Mandan Public Schools to serve kids and adults at 8 parks this summer.
Yeah, and just remember that the meals are free. And so this is for kids and adults within our communities in both Bismarck, Mandan. USDA reimburses for the kids and United Way pays for the adults, because we want to make sure everyone in our community has access to food, especially during the summertime, because we know once school gets out, a lot of these kids don't know where to go. And so this is a great opportunity. Hopefully there's a park near them that they can either walk to or go with their parents to make sure they have a meal that day.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's a need that people in Bismarck don't necessarily even know that we have. But I mean, I love this story. Last summer was our first summer that we did it. Served 16,452 meals during the summer, and was just a result of some stakeholders in our community stepping up and asking the right questions, saying, we don't have a full-time soup kitchen in our community. How are people eating in the summer? Mm-hmm. And so in really very little time, we pulled together a bunch of great business partners and some super volunteers that said that they're not going to stand for it. And so they're helping us serve summer meals.
Yeah, and within the 2 years, I think the volunteer spots, so at each park, United Way gets volunteers to help serve the meals with the Bismarck and Mandan Public Schools worker. Mm-hmm. And those spots are becoming quite the hot commodity. And so it's been good that a lot of our businesses and our individuals have stepped up to say, you know what, this isn't okay. And, we want to be involved.
That's true. We have a little waiting list for last minute fill-ins. So super huge thank you to all of our business partners that donated volunteers and dollars this summer. I mean, that's the thing too, is it takes a lot of volunteers to run the program, but it takes dollars too. We pay $4 per meal. And so if you're a business out there or an individual that's interested in sponsoring some summer meals, you can always go on to msaunitedway.org to donate to that cause. So thank you to Basin and MDU and American Bank Center, Bartlett and West, Bank of North Dakota, RDO, Wells Fargo, Aetna, Dr. Pepper, BSC, North Dakota Bankers Association for all their help. That's a list.
That is a list.
Yeah.
We should do it again. Name it quicker.
Do you want me to do it faster? No. So yeah, and huge, huge, huge thank you to Bismarck Public Schools and Mandan Public Schools. They've been great to work with, and we really appreciate them letting us come alongside them to feed people in the summer. So, all right, without further ado, we have a great guest with us today. We have Rhonda Fritz, who is a kindergarten teacher at Centennial Elementary in Bismarck, and not just any kindergarten teacher. She was 2 of my kids' kindergarten teacher, so she has a special place in heaven. Rhonda, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
So what's going on this summer? What is your family up to?
Well, in the summer, my family likes to camp, and so we spend a lot of time outdoors and enjoying the state parks in North Dakota. And also we took a vacation down to the Badlands, and the South Dakota Badlands, and the Black Hills in South Dakota.
I feel like I've seen so much chatter on Facebook about the Black Hills. It seems like everybody I know has gone down there, so it'd be interesting to know if their tourism numbers have increased. Yes. Maybe it's just a hot year for it. I don't know.
When we went right after Memorial Day, and there weren't a lot of people down there, and so it was a great time to go. We didn't have to wait in any lines. We got like the #1 parking spot at Mount Rushmore itself.
Lucky.
We hardly had to wait at all. So it was beautiful.
Do that again.
I would do that again.
Yeah.
That's
And
the time I would suggest to go if it can be worked out.
And your husband, Jason, he's a teacher as well.
Yes, he is.
At Horizon?
No, BHS.
Oh, at BHS.
Yes.
Teaching Spanish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's so great. So do you, what kinds of activities, we're talking a lot about education and sort of the midsummer slump and how, I mean, even like as parents, you're a parent, I'm a parent, how when you kind of get to the middle of the summer and the kids are kind of over it, rambunctious. So how do we carry learning all the way through the summer? Do you have any tips of?
Well, I guess I always feel like outside is a good place for them.
Right.
So anything that you
While
can
we
do.
can, right?
Yes, while we can, while we're not cooped up for winter. I kind of take my cues from them. The other day we were at the public library, and that's one thing that we do a lot of is check out books for the summer. When we go camping, we do a lot of reading, and so as one of our pastimes, we all do that. So one of the things that happened the other day was we were at the public library, and we drove past the old governor's mansion, and they said, "Mom, we've never been there. We need to go." And so, I mean, that is one thing that, if you can let them kind of pick the activity, then they're going to be excited about it. There are great trails around Bismarck, from the parks to even a place like McDowell Dam. They have 5 or 6 miles of trails to explore more, in the country. And so that's always a great place to take kids. My kids learn to ride bike out there because it's nice and smooth. And
funny.
So, yeah, I guess, when they can direct the activities, it seems like they're more excited about doing that. Even to go in walks in places in neighborhoods that you haven't been to, there's always new things to explore there too.
I know somebody that got like the Parks and Rec map of all the parks in our community and was the goal to go to every single one in the summertime, because I don't know if you've ever been driving through a random neighborhood, like you make a wrong turn and get lost and you run into a park and say, I had no idea this was even here.
Exactly.
And they're building new ones all the time.
All the time. Yep. There's a new one down there by kind of near Menards, a public, like a park. And so I know we always like to check those out too.
Yeah. I love your comment about the governor's mansion too, because I feel like we have so many gems right here in our community that you just drive by and
you don't even realize that you can go there. Even places like the blockhouses, we're always looking for free stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that you don't have to pay for necessarily. And so those are great to go and climb and explore because those are free. Mm-hmm. And you can anyone can access them and get a great view. You can even take in things, if you're looking for a day trip, we always like to go up to Cross Ranch, things like that, and just go and explore the museum there. So like I said, I really push outside. Actually, this was last night. We were playing keep away in our yard with a football, kind of one of those things where we just want to spend time together when we can. And if it's something that they're enjoying doing, I am not a football player, but we were throwing a football and, just tackling and just having a good time.
So it's not so much like, like a hard focus on education. Like they do that during the school year.
Yes.
And so the learning is more casual in the summertime.
Right. Being a good, like last night, we had some issues with some sportsmanship. So it's our opportunity as parents to talk about that sportsmanship and what does it look like? What does it sound like? And so I think it's a chance for us to be parents and really spend time with our kids and help them maybe get things that maybe they don't get in school, as far as like us.
Right.
And because we're not there all the time with them. So we just enjoy that time.
Right.
I think that's refreshing to hear because I think, coming from 2 parents that are teachers, you may think, oh, they put a lot of pressure on their kids during the summer that they have to keep and read a book or 2 a week or, and work on math throughout the summer. But nice to know that it is also just getting out, seeing what North Dakota has to offer, whether it's out hiking, playing with their families, and really just being together.
Yes.
So we at United Way, we have a really strong focus on reading because we know that it's critical that kids are up to speed with their peers by the time they enter 4th grade. So we have lots of stuff that we work with. Do you know of reading programs in the community? Because I was thinking about the library. I feel like they have a reading program.
Yes, they do. They have lots of different opportunities for everyone from preschool, up through elementary school, I think even middle school. And so, appropriate for their age group, whether it's just a story time with Miss Sparkle or, actual reading logs where you can, earn towards activities or prizes or a goal. They help you set those goals. So, and they're always changing. Each year they have a different theme, and so that is fun and a great way. If your child is motivated by having a goal set by someone else, sometimes mom and dad, that's kind of like, I'm not so excited about that. But someone else for reading for the goal, woohoo. But
or like Mrs. Fritz.
Yeah, right. Probably not. But yeah, so that is something you absolutely should check out. I'm trying to think of others.
I think Barnes & Noble we've worked with them.
Yep.
That summer hunger program we were just talking about, every Thursday at Sons of Norway, that's the park that's in the most low-income area. We have a different activity every Thursday there. And Barnes & Noble always comes out and does a reading clinic. And then they give those reading logs, and then they can turn those in for free books.
Cool. So how long, real quick, do you recommend that kids read during the week in the summer?
For my kids, I always push at least 20 to 30 minutes a day on their own, but then we also read with them too and make that a point so that they can hear us reading and see us reading too.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Rhonda. This was
You're welcome.
Super
My pleasure.
fun. And good luck with your upcoming school year. Thanks for all you do.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to Super Talk 1270.
Right now it's 77.
The Red River Farm Network. Ag News is here on Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back to United Way's Community Talk. This is Nicole Peske, Community Impact Manager. With me in the studio today, is not Amber Ruzincka. We did a swap out. It's Kathy Wamsley. She's our campaign coordinator.
Hello, everybody.
Actually, you have a new title now. I didn't even say it.
I'm the campaign relations coordinator.
Yeah, awesome. That's perfect. So we're super excited. Have tons going on at our office right now. 2 segments ago, we were talking to Dave Mason from First International Bank about this awesome new promotion that they're running. So they have partnered with United Way, and for every person that goes on to our Facebook event page for Day of Caring and clicks that they're going to give $10 on that person's behalf, up to $5,000.
That's just crazy. How exciting.
I know, that's nuts. So I feel like we have over 1,000 people that participate in Day of Caring. Last year we had 1,009. And so it should not be unrealistic that 500 of them could go on to our Facebook page and click that they're going, right?
Yes, that's what an easy way to get back.
I know it is. Yeah, we were talking about how $10 is the equivalent of feeding 2 kids for an entire weekend.
Yes, the backpack program. It's just these kids in our community are so in need of this food over the weekend, and $10, it's 2 cups of coffee. It's so easy to give.
I know. Well, yeah, it's easy to give in general, but then in this case, they don't even have to give. First International's giving for them.
That is true. Yes, just go like it, and then you're going, and you're automatically giving without even doing anything out of your pocket.
You have a good point, because if people wanted to match First International and donate $10 and turn that into 4 kids fed for an entire weekend, we would not turn down that $10.
That is correct. That would be amazing.
Especially Kathy, who's involved with the campaign. She would not turn down those dollars.
That's right.
Yeah.
Those monies are important.
Yeah, so you can go to msaunitedway.org and give any time during the year and designate towards any cause that you're passionate about. So it's really cool. 100% of the dollars stay local. And yeah, it's good. It's worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So huge thank you to First International Bank for stepping up and doing that. I can't even get over how generous our business community is in general. I feel like you see a lot of that too.
It's just amazing. Our individuals and our businesses, if we see a need and we put a request out there, this community is just phenomenal. Bismarck Mandan just steps up and makes things happen.
I know, and they do it so quickly. I mean, it's like they don't even make us beg.
That is correct.
We appreciate that. So yeah, we just have so many generous business and generous individuals that when we put out the need, they just step up right away and take care of it. So Day of Caring, August 16th. What do you think of Day of Caring?
Before I came to the United Way, I worked for Girl Scouts, which is a nonprofit that's sponsored by is one of the agencies of the United Way.
Right.
And when I first started out, I thought, they'll come and they'll paint or they'll clean or, just do small random projects. Mm-hmm. And my Doosan Bobcat was my company that we worked with. And so when I was working with the person that was in charge, I said, what could you guys do? And he says, give me your whole wish list and we'll tell you what we can't do. And I was so amazed. Our cabin, Camp Netche, which a lot of you probably know about, was flooded out in 2011. And so I just got a bid for $15,000 to have to take the cabin down.
$15,000?
$15,000. And it was about 2 weeks before Day of Caring.
Oh, my goodness.
So I put that on my wish list. And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. And so they brought out all their equipment, and I was feeling guilty because I'm like, they're bringing out trailer loads of equipment to take this down, and Northern Improvement brought their trucks and helped haul all this stuff to the dump or to their concrete plant. And so I said to him, man, what it costs you for employees and for all this equipment. And he says, well, it's kind of funny because they use it also. Their employees love to get on their equipment and learn how to run it, and then they're able to sell it better. And so it's kind of a joint venture. It was good for them and good for us. And I also had a project done at Campo Cancusa the following year, and our culvert was the culvert was caving in. Our cabin needed to be leveled again. Doosan came out, took a look at what we had to be done, brought all their equipment out, and all those projects were done again. So just to think of the impact of this one day saving nonprofit agencies over $270,000 in 1 year. It's amazing.
It is amazing. And it's definitely something that people want to be involved in. I mean, it's like if we can get people participating one time, they come back year after year after year because it is just that big of a day. It's so much fun. I love what you said about Doosan with the learning to use the equipment, because I feel like we do hear from a lot of businesses that it's about more than just the volunteer opportunity and getting their employees involved in the community, which they love, but it's also a great teamwork. I mean, it's team building activity that they don't have to pay for except for the time off.
Yeah, and I hear that often because a lot of times departments that, people that don't work together every day, when they come out for Day of Caring, they actually get to work together and get to know each other, and they go back, and it actually makes the business stronger.
Right. Yeah, it's super big. Before I was at United Way too, I was with a nonprofit that participated in Day of Caring. So now I just admitted to everybody that United Way stole us away, both of us away from two good nonprofits in our community. Anyway, it was life-changing. I mean, for the tiny nonprofit that I was with, it made such a huge difference. We had Paramount come out and actually put up a wall. It would have been something that we never could have afforded to do otherwise.
That's what I like about Day of Caring the best for these nonprofit agencies. And it doesn't have to be a United Way agency. Anybody can apply to have a project done in the community. And for them to be able to get this work done, it's stuff that you otherwise would have never been able to get, like our cabin. There is no way we would have been able to level that floor to pay for what, people wanted to have it done. And so you end up just having to makeshift to get things done. And this day, just makes such a difference to all of those nonprofits.
Yeah, it's so big. One of my favorite quotes from last year was we always ask our nonprofits to list the value of the work that was done. And they put on their recap, they put priceless. They put, how do you put a value on crossing things off your list that were on your 10-year to-do list? Like they had a list going that was that long, and we had 50 volunteers come in and cross all those items off the list.
Yeah, it's amazing. Then that was with Girl Scouts too at Camp Netchie. It had been on the list for years to dig in porta potties or the bases for the outhouses. Mm-hmm. And that was another thing they did just that day. I mean, and it's just amazing the work that can be done in one day when all these volunteers get together.
Mm-hmm. So we're not lying. If you haven't participated, you go to volunteerbisman.com, click on Day of Caring, and you can shop on that site for the volunteer opportunity that is absolutely perfect for you. We promise that there is something. We have over 50 projects available this year. So August 16th, mark it on your calendar. We're still looking also for sponsors for Day of Caring.
Yes, so go out, take a look at these projects. If you know that you have, 6 people, 10 people, and you find a project but aren't sure which employees, give us a call at the office. We can hold those spots for you. It's life-changing going out and just doing this project because, like Nicole said, if you do it once, you feel so good when you're done. You're going to make sure that the next year you're part of it again.
Yeah, exactly. So trust us, get involved. Call our office if you want help being matched with the project. We have businesses that call us all the time, just saying, hey, we're looking for something that's indoors, that's for about 5 people. What do you think? And we'll send you a list of projects. If you're interested in sponsoring for a $500 sponsorship, you can get your logo on the back of the shirt, get your logo on the banner, all kinds of perks that go along with that to really help make this a successful day. So we absolutely can't wait to see you on August 16th. So other than that, hopefully we'll see you this afternoon walking with us at 2:30, meeting at our office, 515 North 4th Street. Have a good time, get a little exercise, and get you in the drawing for a Fitbit Plays courtesy of Shields. So thanks for being with us today. Huge thank you to Jim at Town Square Media for all of his help with us. And we'll catch you in 2 weeks on Super Talk 1270.